Look, I'm gonna be straight with you. Running isn't just cardio. It's a full-body upgrade that rewires you from the inside out. Your heart, your cells, your brain, everything gets rebuilt. And most people have no idea this is even happening. Let me show you what your body's doing while you're out there pounding pavement. Change 1. Heart transformation. First up, your heart becomes a beast. When you run consistently, your heart doesn't just get healthier, it literally grows. The walls of your left ventricle thicken and expand. We're talking 20 to 30% size increase. Think of it like upgrading from a 4-cylinder engine to a V8. Here's what that means in the real world. Your heart pumps more blood per beat, so it doesn't have to work as hard. Elite runners, their resting heart rate can drop to 35 to 40 beats per minute. Yours might be sitting at 75 right now. That's the difference between a high-performance machine and, well, not. And check this out. Runners cut their risk of dying from heart disease almost in half, 45% reduction. That's not a small number. That's your heart literally becoming a survival tool. But your heart's just the beginning. Change 2. Cellular energy explosion. Inside your muscle cells, there are these things called mitochondria. Think of them like tiny power plants generating energy for everything you do. Now here's what's wild. When you start running, your body says, "We need more power," and literally builds more of these power plants. We're talking 50 to 100% increase in just 2 months. You can double your cellular energy production in 8 weeks. This is why running gets easier fast. That first week when you're dying after 10 minutes, by week 8, you're cruising. Not because you got in shape, because your cells are now producing double the energy. And here's the kicker. Your mitochondria learn to burn fat instead of just sugar. Your body becomes a fat-burning furnace. This is why experienced runners can go hours without hitting the wall. They've trained their system to tap into basically unlimited fat stores. But wait, it gets better. Your brain is about to blow your mind, literally. Change 3. Brain upgrade. Running doesn't just make you physically stronger, it makes you smarter. When you run, your brain releases this protein called BDNF, brain-derived neurotrophic factor. Scientists literally call it fertilizer for your brain. It grows new brain cells and makes your existing neurons fire faster and stronger. University research proved that runners' brains actually get bigger. Specifically, the hippocampus, the part that handles memory and learning, physically expands. You're not just running, you're upgrading your brain's hardware. And depression? Studies show running works as well as antidepressants. Not helps a little, equally effective, because your brain starts producing its own feel-good chemicals. Endorphins, sure, but also endocannabinoids, the same compounds in marijuana that make you feel calm and euphoric. That runner's high you've heard about? That's your brain getting high on its own supply, no prescription needed. Plus, decades down the line, runners have way lower rates of Alzheimer's and dementia. You're literally protecting your brain from aging. Now let's talk about what's happening in your bloodstream, because this one's crazy. Blood vessel revolution. Your entire circulatory system rebuilds itself when you run. Blood flowing through your arteries creates friction. That friction triggers your body to release nitric oxide, which makes your blood vessels more flexible. Over time, your arteries become 20 to 30% more elastic than someone who doesn't run. Flexible arteries mean better blood flow, lower blood pressure, less chance of stroke or heart attack. But here's where it gets insane. Your body grows brand new blood vessels. When your muscles are screaming for oxygen during a run, your body responds by sprouting new capillaries, those tiny vessels that deliver oxygen directly to your cells. Trained runners have up to 40% more capillaries than sedentary people. 40%! You're building new highways for oxygen delivery that didn't exist before. Your blood volume increases too, 10 to 20% more total blood, more oxygen carriers, more fuel delivery, more everything. You're not just getting in shape, you're engineering a better circulatory system from scratch. And there's one more transformation nobody talks about. Bone density boost. Your bones get stronger, way stronger. Every time your foot hits the ground, impact forces travel through your skeleton. Most people think that's bad, that running wears down your bones. Complete opposite.
That controlled impact is exactly what bones need to get denser and more resilient. Studies prove runners have significantly higher bone density than swimmers or cyclists. Why? Because bone needs stress to adapt. No impact means no adaptation. This matters huge as you age. Most people start losing bone density after 30. By 60 or 70, bones become fragile. Fractures lead to decline, but runners who've been consistent for years, their bones stay dense and strong. Research shows runners have half the hip fracture risk of non-runners. Half! Because their skeleton adapted to handle stress year after year. And before you ask, no, running does not destroy your knees. Studies actually show recreational runners have less knee arthritis than people who don't run. The movement keeps your joints healthy and lubricated. Here's what I want you to understand. Your body is insanely adaptable. It's designed to transform based on what you ask it to do. You don't need to run marathons. You don't need to be fast. 30 minutes 3 to 4 times a week. That's enough to trigger all of this. Start slow if you need to. Walk-run intervals, couch to 5K programs, whatever gets you moving consistently. And listen, the first few weeks are going to suck. Your lungs will burn, your legs will be heavy, you'll wonder why you started. Push through that, because by week 6 or 8, something clicks, your body catches up. Running stops feeling like punishment and starts feeling like what it is, your body doing what it was built to do. The transformations I just described are happening whether you feel them or not. Trust the process. Your body's working on the upgrades in the background. So lace up, get out there, and let your biology do what it's been waiting millions of years of evolution to do. If this changed how you see running, hit that like button. Subscribe because we're breaking down real exercise science every week. And tell me in the comments what's stopping you from starting today.